Hello.
Hello. How are you fine people doing today?
So you know what we haven't done in a while?
What's that?
Story involving Madame Macabre.
Oh yeah, that thing.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm Llytic.
I'm Tom.
This is What Are We Reading? Being as I don't say that enough, so most people don't know what the acronym at the beginning stands for.
Yeah, well.
Except for some sort of like ooh-woo or like fluffy language version of WAWR. Don't look up fluffies, kid. Unless you frequent looking up fluffies.
Which case, stop it. Get some help.
I'm not going to say stop it, because weirdly enough, the community itself isn't bad. It's just that is some very, I'm not going to get into it. I don't think Tom knows what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about, and for any of y'all from that community, I'm joking. Don't take anything that I say at face, or don't take anything I say personally or anything at face value. Yeah. For two reasons. One, I'm usually just joking and just being an asshole. And two, I have open mouth insert foot syndrome, so I tend to not think things through before I say them. So,
like, the interesting thing is the Click, like one of those guys who's like kind of like a Reddit YouTuber or whatever, did a video looking at their subreddit. And then afterwards, like, a whole bunch of stuff from people in the subreddit started popping up of like, hey, thanks for, like, spotlighting us. That was really cool of you. And, like, yeah, we're getting an influx of people coming in, and a lot of them were, like, subscribers of yours, and they've been really chill, too. It's like, what the fuck?
Civility on the internet? Oh, my goodness.
Well, okay. Again, if you know what fluffies are...
Yeah, I don't. I think I'd
exactly.
I think I'd be better off not knowing based on your reaction.
Let's just say, like, the whole thing of how kind of cuteness kind of activates people's aggression instinct. Take that to its like most horrific, horrific logical extreme. No actual things are being hurt, but it's this weird like metaverse within the community. Not the point. We're here to talk about something else horrific. Again, no offense to any fluffies out there. I remember stumbling across that years ago, and it was one of those things of, this is like a fucking train wreck. Like, I want to look away, I'm horrified, but I can't.
Is it like that one video of, like, the Smile HD or whatever? Or is that something else entirely?
Smile HD.
It's basically My Little Pony meets Dragon Ball Z type thing. It's like Pinkie Pie goes insane and like starts killing everyone or something. Like,
no.
Okay.
Slightly related, actually, in what fandom it spins off of.
Okay.
Anyway, I've just talked about something that's probably that either horrifies or, I guess, engages anyone who might know about what I was just referencing, and anyone who doesn't is like, wait, what the fuck? We're covering a thing that we haven't covered before, but we've covered something related to it, that being Madame Macabre's Wolfbeard story, which is, I still believe, like, our most listened to thing on the channel.
Lovely.
Even more so than Tales of the Gas Station. Then again, according to people in the second part of Tales of the Gas Station, I suddenly have an annoying accent. Not sure what that's all about, but, you know.
Whatever.
Anyway. But yeah, so we're covering her Miss Piggy Chronicles, which, for anyone who is familiar with this, it's about the friend of I almost just called her Madam. Yeah, the friend of Madam's, who was dating Wolfbeard.
Yes.
First name Madam, last name Macabre.
Yes.
Miss Macabre. Mrs. Macabre? No, I'm not married. I don't know what her fucking relationship status is. I don't fucking care. Anyway. Hello again, everyone. You have it open, Tom, right?
Yeah.
What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say something, and then my mind was like, "Oh, squirrel!" So, like, I don't remember.
Not sure what those are doing in your room, but whatever. I still don't know what that noise is either.
The squirrels keep the birds away, which is annoying, but at the same time, well.
Anyway. Hello again, everyone. It's been a little while since I've written anything for you. Many apologies, but life is busy and full of other obligations. However, I'm happy to bring you the first entry to my next saga now. When the Wolfbeard saga ended, many of you still had a lot of questions left unanswered. Not to mention all the teasing I did in regards to the deeper, darker truth behind Miss Piggy. Well, fret not. Today we'll be picking back up with our good friends Piggy and Wolfbeard, as the antics are far from over. Prepare yourself. If you thought Wolfbeard was bad, get ready for his female counterpart.
Oh dear. Now, those of you who have already made it through the Wolfbeard saga are quite familiar with Miss Piggy and the circumstances under which she was a part of my life. But I'll offer a brief recap for those choosing to start the adventure here, though I would recommend starting from the top.
Same.
There's a lot of stuff to unpack with that whole thing, and it'll bring you a lot more context. So if you haven't listened to that, check out the Wolfbeard saga before you listen to this. Or not, it's free country.
Yeah, for some reason someone stated that I drew Wolfbeard in a way that made him look adorable. Considering the fact that he has visible pit stains and is surrounded by flies, I'm not sure how you came to that conclusion.
It's concerning.
Hello and welcome, new adventurers. I might need to remember that if I ever have something like that. Have a reason for that phrase to pop up in the fucking Planeswalker campaign.
We joined an adventuring guild in a new plane.
How the fuck did this happen? Granted, last session, I was flying by the seat of my ass, but I typically do that anyway.
It was fun.
We got Italian Goblin.
That was very fun.
As well as I'm hoping that you enjoyed the, I guess, quote-unquote combat section.
Yeah, that was fun. I got hit by a car. I was sad that I got flung off the top of it, but oh well.
What happened to you? Hit by a car. In D&D, yes.
No, like we're on another planet.
I had to fucking homebrew that fucking thing. It was...
Yeah, no, it was a very effective homebrew. You said you used Ankylosaurus stats, gave it a boosted speed, and then an AoE type thing. That was
I replaced the attack with a saving throw.
Mm-hmm. That was
instead of being an action, it's just impact.
That was a very fun, interesting combat. I really enjoyed it.
Yep. And you met a new NPC as well.
Oh yes,
Dickhole.
Yeah, let's call him that.
You did not seem to like that, man.
No.
At least, I guess, character-wise.
I didn't mind him personally, but Anku very much dislikes
Why did you hurt all these people? Do I need a reason?
Better be a good
Why are you looking at the watch? I have a schedule to keep. That's going to tie into things going forward.
Lovely.
This saga... Yeah. I mean, yeah. Why else would that have happened? This saga is a wild one that will follow a cast of multiple characters through many dramatic twists and turns, and things will get pretty bumpy with the second-hand embarrassment. Oh, gods.
Oh, lovely.
So please fasten your seatbelts and keep all arms and legs safely in the vehicle and enjoy the ride. Speaking of vehicles... I think the one where it hit you, it also drifted.
Drifto!
Yeah, because it hit both you and Anthony's character, and I had it where they fucking drifted to avoid hitting the wall.
Yep. Yeah, no, that was a lot of fun. Let's see here. First up, we have the star of the show, Miss Piggy herself. Your typical leg beard minus the SJW leanings and hyper-feministic feministic viewpoints. Pretty much a classic neckbeard model, but gender swapped. Not obese in form.
I don't know if that's worse or better.
We'll just have to
at
see,
least,
won't we?
Because it's kind of like the whole thing of, like, with the whole, like, militant feminist and SJW thing. At least they have something that they think that they consider important. At least they think they're doing a good thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can.
It's like a weird moral inverse of, like, for lack of a better term, virtue signaling, where someone is, like, doing a good thing for attention.
That's, yeah.
Like, you're doing a good thing for the wrong reasons, so you're kind of doing the right thing, but not really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, you're doing the right thing for the wrong reasons. I get exactly where you're coming from.
Like, if you stopped doing this to get laid, it'd be alright.
Yeah. Not obese in form, but quite literally breaking the scale into the medical category of super morbidly obese. If one commonly refers to women's body shapes as vegetation, such as pears, strawberries, and apples, Miss Piggy would be the farmer's prize pumpkin.
Fuck.
Lovely description.
I mean, no disrespect to the thick chicks out there. You work your stuff, boo-boo. But Miss Piggy was not what one would refer to as voluptuous. Sure, she had a big old booty, but it wasn't poppin', as they say. Fuck. It was squashed flat from excessive sitting to the point where it had almost recessed back into her body.
Yeah.
Imagine, if you will, Hank Hill. Or better yet, crack an egg, and there you have Miss Piggy's ring.
Dang it, Bobby. I'm trying to sneak into the neighbor's yard, but I'm too dummy thick.
Dude, dummy thick. And the clap of my ass cheeks is alerting the neighbors.
Although her derriere sank inwards most unimpressively, she did indeed
have some... How the fuck does that even happen?
Sitting too much?
Like, I am a fucking beanpole, and even I have an ass. It's not much of an ass, but it's an ass.
And although her derriere sank inwards most unimpressively, she did indeed have some massive knocks. Believe me, she knew and would go on and on about them as if trying to make me feel bad and poorly endowed at a D. Like, okay, girl, flaunt your double H's. The thing is, and I really hate to break the news to you, Sweaty, but big old boobers don't have quite the same effect of attraction when your gut sticks out further than they do, and your back has cleavage nearly as big as the front. Okay, lovely, lovely description. I am now trying to think of other things. Nope, not working. It's burned into my memory.
Oh dear, here I go getting catty. My apologies. I tend to not let myself get into the classic bitchy mode, trademark, but by the time we get to the end of this saga and everything Miss Piggy did, you'll understand my powerful saltiness and possibly think I should take my cattiness even farther, but I digress. I mean, the palpable sarcasm is what made the Wolfbeard so enjoyable. With snark.
Yeah. especially when you can recognize it, because I know some people who are trying to write with snark, but it doesn't really come off as such.
Snark.
Yeah.
Now I'm just thinking of one of the things that I do definitely intend to do once I start actually properly writing Unveiled. I should probably just start like writing some stuff anyway, but that's besides. I do plan to have it to where it's not going to be in first person, it's going to be a third person, but whichever character is like the focal point of that part, it's like the narration is going to be colored by how like their viewpoints and shit.
Yeah, from their point of view. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Which is going to result in differing descriptions of the same character depending on who is like, I guess, the center of that scene.
Yeah, like Rick Riordan did something similar in his second series, The Heroes of Olympus, where it's like different characters had different things, and it's like very good voice.
Would that be The Heroes of Olympus? I thought first one was Olympus.
No. The first one is Percy Jackson and the Olympians. The second
And
one
the
was the
Olympians,
Heroes of
that's right.
Olympus.
What's the one where it started getting Egyptian?
That is the Kane Chronicles, and that was a trilogy, kind of its own thing. I actually like the Kane Chronicles better than the other stuff because it's so fun. I don't know. I like all of it. Rick Riordan's a very good author.
The Chad Rick Riordan, the Virgin J.K. Rowling. Fuck you, J.K.
Her stories are still good regardless.
Oh, no. Her stories are good, but I also don't want to line her pockets.
Mm-hmm. Though not looming with the same powerful BO-typical neckbeard spore, Miss Piggy had her own special odor. Oh, okay. Here we go. A faint whiff of garbage from the hoarder's den that was her living quarters, and an ever-present faint fishiness.
Oh, no.
She had mousy brown shoulder-length hair, which always frizzed slightly from lack of proper maintenance, and these massive freaking eyeballs. No, not like the cute anime-esque or doll-like large eyes. I've seen a couple eyes like that. But I mean just like huge freaking eyeballs. Oh, so frog eyes. They practically seem to pop out of her head like a frog. Ah, there we go. See?
Yep.
I actually didn't read ahead for that, so works better. She could do these freaky, crazy expressions because they were so huge, and she could open them ungodly wide. Oh, no.
Yeah.
And, of course, because she almost never wore makeup until she started trying to mimic my look later on, but that's a later story you can check out on Wolfbeard. She was shit at it whenever she tried.
I need to fucking get back into practicing that. I mean, I now have a budget, so I guess I could buy more.
It could.
Yeah. I mean, me and Ichitan have been I guess, possible thing for any listeners. Me and Ichitan are thinking of doing a joint Twitch channel at some point. And if we do face cam, yeah. I'm gonna try and be as fucking on point as I can. Also, the frog thing just kind of made me laugh because at one point in my life, I did have the nickname Frog, which is kind of hilarious because, as Tom can attest to, my eyes are a bit more sunken into my skull.
A little bit, yeah.
It's not like horrifically sunken in, it's just like very obviously set into the skull, so like my eyebrows are very clearly separated from them and all that.
Yeah. I'm just imagining with the description of her frog-like eyes, the basilisk from Dark Souls, so yeah, like that one that I just posted in chat, just huge fucking eyes. I suppose I'm level 1 now, but okay.
Up there. Okay, testing bitch face. Because, like, my eyes always are in this slight shadow from upwards light, from light from above. Also, just the fucking basilisks from fucking
Dark Souls, yeah.
Yep. But yeah, like, you get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah, kind of.
Because the direction of lighting and the shadows on the face that it creates does have an impact on how people are, how things are perceived.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if your eyes are kind of shadowed over, it kind of creates that whole thing of you kind of look shady and distrustful.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't necessarily say you look shady. You just look constantly tired and or annoyed, depending on your mood.
Yeah. But again, like, combination of resting bitch face and naturally shadowed eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the skin there is already, like, naturally darker anyway, but then it's also always in shadow.
Yeah. Llytic's a shady boy, guys.
Unintentionally. I don't even have to try to be edgy. My face is just built that way. My face is built for emo bullshit. Suck it. Basically, she put the absolute minimum baseline effort into her hygiene and appearance. And I will say, like, there's no issue with her never, like, doing makeup. If you don't want to wear fucking makeup, you don't have to. But, do, like, you know, if you're gonna have, like, long hair, fucking take care of it. If you're gonna, like, like, make sure you're fucking clean. Like, make sure that you're up on your hygiene, all of that shit. Don't, like, take care of yourself.
Yes. I'm trying to think of something to add, but I can't. You basically hit the net there, and I can't really add much of anything.
She preferred to save her money for food, and no, I am not just making a fat joke at her expense. I almost put the emphasis on just, and that would probably sound a lot worse.
Mm-hmm.
I'm dead serious. This bitch would spend $200 to $300 a month on snacks.
Oh, wow.
Not even counting groceries.
Oh, wow.
Like, usually, like, I do $100 over the course of multiple months on snacks. Because my high metabolism causes me to almost constantly feel slightly hungry.
I mean, I'll spend like $3 or $4 on like Oreos, but like everything else that I buy is usually just like ramen and other stuff. Because
well, it's the whole thing of like, I'm out and about, I'm a bit hungry. There's a vending machine there. I'm buying some fucking Skittles.
Okay, yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Or they have hot tamales. I'm getting those.
Okay, not a huge
Definitely
fan of
the hot tamales. I want my mouth to burn.
I mean, you could do that with ghost pepper too, you know.
Yes, but ghost pepper isn't candy.
True.
Miss
I'm sure
Piggy,
there's like a ghost pepper candy somewhere.
there was one. It was at the university. They had Andy's hot fries.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not a huge fan of the hot fries, but I've tried them before, and it's just they're a rarity, so that's interesting.
Yeah, like it's an interesting texture. It's a similar texture to like a Funyun ring.
Yeah, and
anyway,
there was a spicy M&M flavor that came out a few years ago.
Yeah, I think I tried that.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was
Sorry,
definitely better than cinnamon Pepsi.
Don't mention that
I
abomination.
still fucking drank it. I fucking chugged that shit. It was just like, oh, this is just worse Pepsi. All right, chug.
I gotta get your caffeine somehow.
I mean, I don't consider Pepsi's an interesting thing. Pepsi actually tastes better for sipping than it does for full-on drinking, and there is a reason for that. It's the reason why Pepsi does better in taste tests, whereas Coke is preferred to actually like drink.
Yeah,
because Pepsi is sweeter. Mm-hmm. So for a taste test, it tends to like sweeter, like that higher sugar content tends to be better. Mm-hmm. Because you just have that little sip, and that's going to taste a lot better during the taste test than Coke. However, when you're drinking an entire can or bottle, for like a proper drink, you don't. Your mind is like, okay, not as sweet.
Yeah. Well, between Coke and Pepsi, I'm going to choose Dr. Pepper.
yeah, whatever. Miss Piggy was really weird about money, but that's a major part of the story we'll get into later.
Anyways, along with all of this, Miss Piggy was a super weeaboo. Oh no. The focal points of her...
I'm being called out here. Kidding.
Yeah, you fucking weeb. The focal points of her life... Yeah, I bet you'd buy a katana if you could.
No!
Then you're not a fucking weeb, dude. So
I'm gonna buy a Tonto knife like a fucking sensible person because they're concealable.
Fucking weeb. The focal points of her life were anime, fantasy, and Wolfbeard. Speaking of Wolfbeard, he's the next colorful character in our cast. He's a 6'2" tower of obese body odor with sandy blonde hair and facial hair styled, not unlike a sad Shaggy from Scooby-Doo that tragically let himself go. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
He was always dressed in a filthy goth hat and a shirt depicting wolves howling. For a proper understanding of this absolute treat of a human, I highly suggest reading the Wolfbeard Saga if you have not already. Yeah, I'm not going to read that again.
I believe I drew him with the 3 wolves howling shirt.
I you either did that or the one wolf howling at the full moon or whatever.
No, I think it was... I think it might have just been one wolf howling at the moon, but I was going for like the whole thing similar to the 3 wolves howling.
Okay. All right.
Not the point.
I haven't looked at the thumbnail in a while, so I don't remember.
Same. Yeah, it's been, like, I think almost 2 years ago.
But basically,
It's been a while.
Wolfbeard. Good Lord, was that 2 years ago?
I don't know.
But basically, Wolfbeard is connected to this story via Miss Piggy, as he was her fiance for a time. Despite this, he was a mega creeper to all females in his proximity. Talk about a dream couple, these two.
Yikes.
Oh boy.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to deal with dating.
You know, the whole thing with stuff like that is I've got a friend who I had back in high school. He loved wolves to an extent, and like he had like all those like painted wolf shirts. He invited me to like a page on Facebook called "The Wolves Run Free" and stuff. Like, he is one of the nicest people I've ever met. I mean, yeah, it's like, I don't know. I feel like
the best way I could put it is that wolf guys are the, like, male equivalent of horse girls.
You
know what I mean?
No, I don't.
You don't? You've never met horse girls?
No.
Those people who those women who like grow up being completely obsessed with horses, and so they've like somehow turned that into their entire personality.
I guess that would explain all the different like pieces of horse art for different things, but I've never
heard the term horse girl.
No, I've never ran into anyone like that, or if I have, I just didn't notice. But no, I've never heard of the term.
But yeah, like, that's the best way I can put it, is that wolf boys are like the male equivalent of horse girls.
Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it then.
Anyway, then you have me. Once again, I'll go by my D&D moniker, Calamity. Fucking dyslexia just fucking threw me for a loop there.
That's fun.
I'm a tall, slender, alternative chick hovering arguably somewhere between 90s and nougat. Morticia Adams is my life's goal. Same. Anyways. Getting me Morticia the fucking queen.
I don't really care all that much about fashion, so I don't really pay too much attention with that.
I mean, hell, the Addams Family was like the only positive depiction of a relationship, of like a married relationship, because the whole point is that they were supposed to be opposite of like the stereotypical family.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why the husband and wife got along and absolutely adored each other. Because apparently fucking boomers hate each other.
I don't know why that's a trope. Like, my parents are boomers, and they always got along really well.
You always have like the wife bad humor.
If
anyone's ever gone to r/the straights okay, r/are the straights okay? Let me tell you, they are not.
Guess it depends on the straight person.
Yeah, not all of them are doing the whole like wife bad, marriage is a trap, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Thinking that every little thing is an indicator that you're gay. I don't know. Anyway. So basically we having nothing in common with these two. And you may be wondering, hey Calamity, why the heck do you even associate with these folks? And though I understand the confusion, let me give you new readers a quick rundown of what was covered in the Wolfbeard saga.
To surmise, I had been close childhood friends with Miss Piggy through grade school. I knew her since kindergarten. In those wee years, she was quite different. Despite a slight awkwardness that could be entirely natural for a child, she was very sweet and normal. She was also nearly the same build as myself in those years, being taller than average and rather slim. Last time I saw her in person in the 7th grade, this was still the case.
Things didn't begin to change drastically with Miss Piggy until after I moved away. Naturally, we grew apart in these years and lost contact. However, while attending college, I reached out to reconnect, missing my old friend. It was an enormous shock to my system when I finally met her in person again after all those years and saw the metamorphosis she had undergone in my absence. How did your eyes do that? That being said, I still wanted to get to know her again. At the time, her new appearance and occasionally cringy behaviors weren't enough to off-put me from reconnecting. At the surface, she still seemed to be the same kind and funny girl I remembered, so I chose to stick around.
Yeah, those things happen, and people change, and it's amazing just meeting people who you haven't seen in years, and it's just like they're the same person, but it's like they've grown and adapted. It's really odd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting thing on that one.
I've managed to stay annoying my entire life, so I'm not sure if that's ever going to stop.
We'll see.
Probably not.
You might grow out of it. You might not. For the first few months of getting to know Miss Piggy again, she was living in a small hoarder's den of a one-bedroom apartment with her fiance at the time, Wolfbeard. For the sake of this new saga, we're flying past all those months into brand new territory beyond. If you haven't already, please check out the original Wolfbeard saga to get up to speed on all the crap that happened during that turbulent window if you're interested. But for everyone else, let's dive on in, shall we?
So after a long series of wild events where Wolfbeard made all of Miss Piggy's friends very uncomfortable and then tried to turn my friends against me for having the audacity to reject his nasty engaged ass, his web tangled and imploded. Yeah.
That sums
it was
up pretty
entertaining.
well, yeah.
It was entertaining.
Eh.
Miss Piggy called off the engagement, and they were supposedly done with one another. I say supposedly because it wasn't until near the end of Miss Piggy's own saga that I learned that things weren't so cut and dry as that. But we'll get to that with time.
Anyways, since Miss Piggy and Wolfbeard were supposedly no longer together, Wolfbeard sort of moved back home with his parents. In reality, he still spent almost every waking moment at that apartment. Over half his belongings still remained, and for the remainder of the lease, Miss Piggy seemingly had no problem with his constant presence. The only exception being when Miss Piggy had friends who had been involved in the past fiasco over, as literally every one of us flat out refused to go anywhere near her place if Wolfbeard would be around. Begrudgingly, she accepted, though she'd always try to guilt us about it. Oh, lovely.
What the fuck did she see in him? Again, like, aromantic. I don't, get romance in general, like romantic feelings. I have no idea how you could be with someone who is just absolutely reeks, never, constantly trying to, fuck your friends, and be like, no, this is fine.
Human mind is a strange thing that I'm not even going to try and understand.
Did I say mine?
No, you haven't yet.
Let's see. Mine starts with anyways.
No, yours is the one after that. If
you guys would just give him a chance to apologize, it wouldn't have to be like this. He feels so badly about what he's done. He just wants to make it better.
Of course, we'd always wave this away, well aware that the only thing Wolfbeard regretted was not keeping his lies in well enough order to get away with it. But regardless of Miss Piggy's quite irritating need to defend Wolfbeard, we managed to compartmentalize it under the annoying quirks we're willing to live with folder, and keep on with the friendship with her. Looking back on it, Miss Piggy had a lot of these irritating quirks, many of which we'd later learn went much deeper than quirks and onto toxic behaviors. Now
I'm just thinking of My Hero Academia.
Quirks. See, the way I've always... What?
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, I have seen some, interesting, fan creations of characters.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was a character that had his quirk was the ability to turn parts of his body into, monster heads.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
I love, coming up with for different things. I've come up with a bunch of different ones. I'm going to go off on a small spiel real quick. It's not going to be super long. All right, so character I had in mind was a character named Sloth, the better built hero. It was kind of a backstory. He was part of the bomb squad. Diffusing went bad. It blew up. He became a triple amputee. His quirk was basically his eyes would light up. They could light up like a flashlight and kind of vary in intensity depending on it. But after being a part of the bomb squad, he was like triple amputee. So they're like, hey, we're gonna build you a super suit like freaking RoboCop and see if we can make you into a hero because you were really effective as a bomb squad, and we're gonna try and help you out here a little bit. So that happens, and then so he starts training his quirk to where he can increase the intensity of his eye lights, and like it doesn't really do all that much in combat unless he uses them like the puke lights that police use. It's kind of like non-lethal takedown methods. And just so he gets to where he can change color, intensity, and flashing them and stuff like that. So that's just one of them. I'm not going to go into the countless others I've come up with, but that was a fun one.
Anyway, to whoever created that one character with the whole monster thing, nice job. I really fucking like that one. You did
If you ever happen to drunkenly stumble across this this video in our corner of the internet,
this nightmare of a podcast. Not really a video.
Yeah, true.
All right. Continue on the line.
Yeah.
See the way.
The way I've always looked at relationships and friendships alike is as a form of give and take. No friendship will be perfect. Everyone has their own little quirks. Everyone. And a successful friendship will rely on finding others who are compatible with your quirks. For example, I know I have a problem with bottling things up. I'll take a lot of crap for a long time and just bite my tongue and silently deal with it. However, once I've hit my capacity for bullshit, I explode, and all my bottled up frustration can come pouring out in one epic overreaction. Refer to my verbal evisceration of Wolfbeard at the lake. Yes, Llytic was a huge fan of that.
Yes. Yes, and this sort of thing. I will say, like, the thing that always bugs the shit out of me is people telling me things that I already know and acting like it's a big revelation.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, there's this over here. I know that! I think that is, because I think both you and Zane have somehow managed to proc that a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And I am sorry for being a petulant little bitch when that happens, but it's one of those things of like,
Yeah.
I know it's bad, and I am trying to work on better communicating my feelings. Better communicating my feelings earlier on to avoid this kind of emotional backup, but it's a struggle, and I know it's a quirk others may find to be too much. My friends are those who can handle my quirk. They're able to be calm and cool-headed when I blow my top, so they quickly de-escalate the situation. There's no harm, no foul. Or there's Lilith, who gets just as spicy alongside me in a fraction of a second, and we end up tag-teaming the poor target with a verbal suplex city from hell. Wombo combo!
Oh no.
And then it's up to Doe to get... Then it's up to Doe to desperately attempt to wrangle the Llytic she-dragons. Bless you, Doe. Overall, they find that they get more positive out of the relationship than the negative of dealing with my quirk. So it's a successful friendship.
Mm-hmm. Well, not just friendships, but every relationship is a give and take when it comes to stuff like that. You just gotta figure out where you need to draw the line on certain things and where your flaws lie. I'm not going to give you relationship advice. I'm sorry. I'll shut up now and read. Things start to go awry when the balance of give and take is disrupted. If your friend has a quirk, or in Miss Piggy's case, multiple quirks that are hard for you to cope with, and you find yourself not getting enough returns of support, solidarity, and joy from the friendship to keep the relationship firmly planted on the positive side of the scale, it's doomed to fall apart. Friendships and romantic relationships that drain you more than they fulfill you are never worth the time and effort unless both sides accept responsibility and work to change. And more often than not, the more toxic the person, the less willing they are to change their ways. Go figure.
Basically.
That's the way toxicity works.
Yep. Toxicity of our city. Anyway.
Yeah, my mind went there too.
Yep. Anyways, I went on that whole tirade of, to sort of set up the context. You'll need to understand the full descent to destruction of Miss Piggy's friendships with myself and our mutual friends. It was a slow burn of building quirks and decaying positive net gains, followed by one massive betrayal that sealed the deal in the death of this friendship, and ultimately how she went from our lovingly nicknamed Min to the manipulative ex-friend Miss Piggy.
No, jeez. It's always hard when you have a friend who's just super manipulative and toxic, and then it's like you realize it later, and it's just like, it's like a friend breakup, not quite a
Yeah.
romantic relationship breakup, and just
They feel fucking hard because platonic relationships are kind of important.
Yeah, and it.
And I guess, Tom, I am sorry for any of my bullshit you've had to put up with.
It's give and take, dude. Like, you have more positive than negative, so it's not a big deal.
I mean, like I said, though, I can be a petulant little bitch sometimes.
We all have our own flaws and such.
Yeah.
But that's the whole thing. Where
yeah, I read the previous one, so
for
be the
first of her deadly sins, is that where I am?
Yep.
Okay. The first of her deadly sins that damned her friendships was sloth. Oh boy. Miss Piggy struggled with this since childhood. You could say this was her original quirk. Even back
her original sin. Sloth. Wait.
Even back when I still lived near her and was her childhood best friend, she struggled with this. To put it bluntly, the woman is an absolute slob. I have vivid memories of going to spend the night at her house as a kid and how her room was always a wreck. Not just her normal messy kid's room. I mean a straight-up hoarder's junior kind of wreck. Oh, no. That's bad. That's real bad. I mean, I get being lazy. I can be pretty lazy when it comes to time, but when I get sick of my my stuff not or being dirty, I'm like, okay, I'm cleaning, and I don't stop until it's done, and then it's like, okay, I'm good for another while, and then the process repeats itself all over again.
I mean, my whole thing is I have stuff that's like, okay, this was either a gift or it's something that like, oh, I got this for the sake of having it put somewhere. Oh, guys, where am I putting this?
Mm-hmm. No.
I have a fucking solid marble chess set that someone gave me as a gift that I have no place to put it.
You see, and normally if it's something like, oh, this is just like a picture or something, you can either give it away or throw it away or things. But like a solid marble chess set, dude, that's fucking awesome.
I have no one to play chess with.
I know how to play chess.
Well, at least there's you. I also have, I'm trying to remember what it's called, but it's like a 4-person chess thing that's basically, so basically each person would play two games simultaneously. So it's 4 chessboards that are curved, and so they create a circle.
Okay, so not Chinese.
And so, no. So basically, you would be in control of like there's 4 colors, and then for each of the colors, there's a light and a dark version.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you would be like light green and dark green, and then you're also playing against like light red and dark yellow. Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
I don't have anyone to play that with, and I've had that for years. I was like, this is an interesting idea. I'm terrible at chess, I'll say that right now. But I at least know the basics when my dyslexic-ass brain isn't causing me to have no idea which side the fucking queen's supposed to be on.
The queen always goes to her color. That's how I remember it. So white goes on white, black goes on black.
Because that's one of those things that every time I've ever had to start a game of chess, like, I get the king and the queen, and I'm like, wait.
Which one do they go on?
Like, you've seen how bad my fucking dyslexia could be.
Yeah, no. And I'm just imagining you sitting there and then just collapsing in the fetal position is like, which one? And just having an existential crisis.
Yeah. But yeah, like, I'm not good at chess, I'll say that right now, but I at least know the basics.
Mm-hmm.
But I can never get to play it because I'm never around people who play it.
Yeah, no, I haven't played in about a year or two because I know my cousin Christopher. He plays it, and last time I was there, we played a couple games, and he likes doing that for fun because he gets to where he can play it. And I hadn't played for like years at that point when I first when we started the game. So he was just beating me starting off, and then as we got going, I'm like, oh, I remember what I'm supposed to do here, and I started getting in my rhythm. And I started giving him more and more of a challenge, and it was like, if I did this more often, I could probably be pretty good at this game.
I remember at one point I got stuck in a tied game. I think it was the closest I ever came to winning. Because me and the person I was playing against ended up getting rid of each other's pieces except for the king's.
Yeah, and that's just a stalemate, and that usually goes for 21 moves and like
nothing could be done.
Like, yeah, it's like
because the king can't put themselves into check, but at the same time, like the only way to get checkmate would be to put your own king into check.
Yeah, so it's like, well,
nothing can happen.
Neither of us wins.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's the same way with like Magic the Gathering. I hadn't thought about it for years until fucking like mutual friend introduced me to Untapped.in, which is an online way to play it, which is very good considering the fact that my computer for some reason can't handle Magic the Gathering Arena. And so it was like, oh yeah, there's this. You know, I never looked into the lore back then.
Oh, the lore is really in depth, and it's a lot of fun, and a lot of the fluff text is from lore stuff.
Yeah. Which is why I've had fun with that fucking Planeswalker campaign, because it's just
just because of our Planeswalkers, I want to make different cards based on the different shit we've gotten into. Like with the tree punching Daka out, just making like just making.
What did I name that old man? Was it Terrence?
I think so. I don't remember, dude. I was kind of paying attention, and I paid more attention when Daka was like, "I'm gonna fight this tree."
Yeah, well, he warned her not to, so I'm just imagining a fluff text of like, Terrence deeply advised not to. Terrence advised that declaring war on the forest would not be a good idea. Daka didn't quite get the message.
And then just make it to where it's like,
have it be like a bite card, not like a fight card, but like a bite card.
Or a land becomes like a creature or something, like just something fun like that.
That moment. Also, I don't know if any of you picked up on it, but I was being very blatant with hints about Terrence.
Like I said, I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention because it wasn't my scene. But
yeah, I think I did get a message from you at one point during that. Just I fucking love this man. But
yes, I liked his character just the way he was.
Okay, I will say like a few things that I specifically made a mention of was him disliking the moon at the moment. The fact that the hut he was living in had most of its furniture destroyed, and there was massive scratches in most of the walls.
Okay, yeah.
And there being a muzzle next to the bed.
Yes. Okay, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, like
I was being very obvious with this old man, and nobody really seemed to catch on, or at least if they did, they didn't voice it.
Like I said, I wasn't paying too much of attention, but now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, oh yeah, he's a werewolf.
I have a habit of just really obvious things that whether or not you catch on. It's the same way people who like followed our Monster of the Week campaign never got to see this because the first episode I accidentally deleted the audio for.
Yeah, well, that happens sometimes.
But there was a moment when they first entered the town where I mentioned a truck speeding in the opposite direction out into the surrounding desert. I very specifically mentioned this, and it wasn't until like right when that became very important that anyone was like, "Oh right."
Yeah.
Like, I specifically like mentioned like stuff that alluded back to it, and nobody connected the dots. Anyway, did you finish yours? Oh wait, kinda wreck. Okay, right. That's right. Because I was talking about like the whole situation of I have shit that I either have specifically for this. Like I have a fucking I have a Lego set of the Rancor scene from episode 6. That's out in display. I have a fucking Oreodont skull, which I still need to finish cleaning off. Because that's still encased in wrong. Like I have all sorts of shit that it's like I have nowhere to put this. I have a box of cans that I need to make flowers out of at some point. That's the only reason I have those, and I never have the time to do it. Like, it's a whole bunch of, like, fucking, like, Arizona tea and shit like that.
That
I need to cut open and make flowers out of, because I know how to make roses out of aluminum cans.
That's fun.
Yeah. I need to find my original pattern for that, too. I have my fucking Spider-Man's headlight. Like, just all this shit.
Yeah.
All this shit that, like, yeah, that's right. I have it's technically supposed to be from, like, a lamp. But it's a fetal T-Rex in a glass tube.
That's
cool. Just a thing I have. It's part of the thumbnail for the Adventures of Dark and Light Yagami thing.
Okay, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but like I have like the remains of dissected owl pellets because I like to do that. Like I have all this shit.
Sounds like you need to do some spring cleaning.
But it's like I don't want to get rid of this.
Well, then get some like tackle boxes or something. It's like, okay, I'm gonna put this away just so it stays out of the way, type thing.
Yeah, but what do I put the tackle boxes?
That's a good question.
Because then it's just gonna be a bunch of fucking tackle boxes.
And
that's gonna look even worse.
Or you could put it under your bed, maybe? I don't know.
I don't have space.
Okay.
My bed's just kind of... There's not space under my bed. Anyway. Despite having a perfectly functional closet and chest of dresser drawers, I don't think her clothing ever rested anywhere but her floor. Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Even I don't fucking do that. Like,
if clothes are on the floor, they're dirty.
Yeah, like, the only clothes I do that is like, okay, these jeans are still clean, I'll wear them tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll wear jeans.
And that's literally just that I dropped them there because I changed into, like, fucking pajamas or something.
Yeah, it's like, I'll usually, like, even when I have jeans, like, okay, I can wear these tomorrow. I don't even drop them on the floor like that. I'll just, like, fold them up and hang them over the chair of my desk. And, like, okay, I'll just keep that off the floor. And so I know they're not dirty.
No, I ordered premium. Didn't finish checking out. I did! Anyway. It didn't give me the thing saying we only had 2 minutes, so...
Yeah. It's probably... I don't know, honestly.
I don't know. That's besides the point. If it ends up only giving me 2 minutes of audio, I'm going to fucking scream.
I don't blame you if that's the case. I don't think it should, because it did give the message, but...
Yeah. Her mountain of filthy stuffed animals was often mixed in among the...
No, don't do that.
Like, I have like a tube with like the only stuffed animals I have in my room right now, which is kind of a shame. I have a stuffed animal crocodile that is apparently in storage, that was like, I really like that thing. Where's my big spider? I have a big spider.
I've bought seen that him. One.
Yes, I love him. I bought him at a nature, like a state park, and when I was visiting Las Vegas. And he is a big tarantula. He is about the size of my head, and he is very fluffy, and I love him.
I have got a stuffed dinosaur that I've had for years, and like me and my infinite creativity as a child, he's a green like brontosaurus.
Yeah.
I just named him Green.
Wow. But yeah, no, don't put that shit on the fucking floor.
Yeah. I mean,
honestly, right now the spider's on a pile of hats, but we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, mine's on the floor. I don't have a hat rack. I mean, mine's on the floor, but at the same time, it's like he's like this.
You have hardwood floors, though.
Not my room.
What?
Yeah, carpet's in my room.
Why?
It's just the way it's designed. It's annoying, but anyway, but yeah, he's made of this material that's not really soft. It's just kind of like, but it's like tough. So it's like I'm not too worried about it. I probably should clean it up. Lord, now that I'm looking at it.
I mean, the biggest problem with me, I have a cardboard box next to my desk that's full of paper, which I use for like sketching.
Mm-hmm.
Right next to it's literally a plank of wood with a wall-mounted pencil sharpener screwed to it.
That works.
I use that.
Mm-hmm.
I have a shoe rack over there in the corner. I have a couple boxes over there. I have a fan. My slippers are over in the middle of the room for some reason, as are 2 different pairs of shoes.
I have books piled everywhere around my room, and in the corner of my room, there's a bunch of boxes that contain more books because I didn't have room for a big enough bookshelf. Well, the one I had, it broke, so we had to throw it away. So
I do have a pile of books, but that's also because I don't trust my bookshelf because of the fact that I ended up suffering water damage directly over it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, let's keep reading.
I like not in a good mood when that happens. Yeah, sorry. I like
discussing things, but we need to read
along with any other. Yeah, because that was wow. It's almost been an hour. Along with any other toys and belongings she had, aside from the stuff that what the fuck was else was mixed in there? Fucking Funko Pops,
or maybe like Boppets, like the old Boppet.
Why would you? Like
Boppet.
I'm just imagining like fucking anime figurines mixed in with these stuffed animals and clothes. It's like, why the fuck are you like this?
Yeah, no, I can see that if she was a weeb.
The only other saving grace was that her mother did not allow her to eat in her room, so at this point in time, there was no rotting food or garbage mixed in.
Oh, no.
That's good. I talked about this with Zane recently. I don't think it was on the channel, but I just suddenly had a flashback to Marilyn Monroe. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you know? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but fucking...
Disgusting.
Like, occasionally... Why if you eat something, you eat all of it.
Eat all of it and throw away whatever remains. Or wash it.
Throw away the packaging.
Or wash it if you used a regular plate. Like, that's just common sense, people. Come on.
If something drops on the floor, so long as it's safe for them to eat, you get the dog in.
Or just toss it out for the birds. That's also a possibility.
I've had that with string cheese. Like, I suddenly, just fucking drop a strip of it. It's like, fucking hell. Okay.
Also, 10-second rule, but I'm a degenerate, so...
I don't trust that with carpet.
Yeah, probably not the best for that, but...
Let's see. So at this point in time, but that hardly mattered, as despite this, the smell of cat piss and the general stench of poor hygiene was deeply permeated into the very walls of that room.
Oh, that's disgusting. I love cats. I hate the way their pee smells. It's like acrid and terrible.
God, that is just... No.
What really irritated me, and was practically another quirk in its own, was how she used her friends to get around her own slothfulness. You see, even as a wee 10-year-old, whenever I'd go to visit, somehow I'd always find myself cleaning her room for her. There was a combination of tactics behind how she accomplished this. For one, even as a little kid, the idea of sleeping in filth piles disturbed me. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. Especially since the family had a bunch of stinky dogs they let run in and out of the house all day long, covered in mud and untreated fleas, which inevitably found itself into the piles.
No.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
Why are they covered in mud?
You use a towel and wash them off if they come back inside. I'm sorry, but sleeping with a flea-infested wet dog stinking pile of dirty shirts and plushies is a waking nightmare of mine. Ugh. So rather than accept this fate, I take Miss Piggy up on her offer to help her clean her room. Oh yeah, the whole, hey, you want to build a pallet on the floor for the sleepover?
I'm just going to say, Tom, if I ever end up sleeping at your house, I'm sleeping on the fucking couch.
Yeah, no, that's
just how it's going to be.
Hand
me a blanket, hopefully.
Yeah, oh no, I'm not going to make you
otherwise I will fucking freeze.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, no, not that.
No, the floor is not a good thing. We've got a couch and a futon for a reason here. If you're going to sleep here, you'll sleep.
Well, you also have hardwood floors, so...
Yeah. I mean, I've got extra blankets that you could probably use as padding if you really wanted to, but...
I mean, I'll fully admit, I fucking sleep in just a pile of blankets because that's the most comfortable to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I will say right now, I do not sleep comfortably in a well-made bed.
Yeah, it depends on the bed.
Like, I fucking curl up under a pile of blankets and make myself a little nest. However, I keep my nest clean.
Yeah, that's a good way to do that. And I change my sheets out weekly. And like if ever there's like a family member who comes in, I'll sleep on the couch and they can sleep in my bed. And after they sleep, before they sleep in my bed, I'll change the sheets. After they sleep in my bed, I'll change the sheets. Just because it's a generally good thing to do.
Yeah. Fucking hell though. Don't make someone clean up your house unless you're paying them.
Yeah.
I say that in quotes because when one agreed to help Miss Piggy, it basically meant doing all the work alone when she lounged about and chatted you. I would fucking hate that. For multiple reasons. For one, they're not doing any of the work. For two, one of the things for me, I have no idea where the fuck you want this shit.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be slow as fuck because with every little thing, it's like, okay, where the fuck do you want this?
Mm-hmm.
Where does this shit go?
Yeah, it's just. Oh boy, here comes some more things like this.
Another tactic in her arsenal was the blame game. She'd blame her younger siblings for messing things up, and it wasn't her fault. And she despised living in filth, but it couldn't be helped. Whenever I or any other friend she suckered into helping her asked why she hadn't just tidied up herself. Why she hadn't just tidied up herself. She'd hit us with the lamest excuses I've heard to this day.
I can't clean when I'm alone. It's too boring. It's much easier when I have company helping me, so I have someone to talk to. Just listen.
Turn on some music.
Yeah, I was gonna say just turn on the radio or something. Jeez.
I fucking open up YouTube on my phone and just listen to shit that way. Stuff my fucking phone in my pocket and clean up. Sure, girl. It has nothing to do with you wanting someone to clean up for you while you lounge on your fat ass, right? I fucking hate when other people clean for me. I fucking hate that. It's like, no, I know where this shit's supposed to go. You don't. Out.
You know, if people start trying to clean for me, it's like, look, I appreciate what you're trying. I'm
throwing hands.
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Let me help you so we can put this up together. But if you have a problem with my home or the mess that my house is in, let me know so I can fix it next time before you come over.
Yeah. You know, I'm fucking like, you start doing that unprompted. Like, no, fucking throwing hands. Like, back the fuck up. Some of that shit is stuff that I made and that I put a lot of work into. One of these is a fucking cosplay prop. It's a fucking stop sign that I painted myself. Is it best painted? No. But, oh man, it's kind of shaky. I hand painted it. So, like, it's supposed to be a Japanese stop sign as part of it too, because, you know, anime cosplay. It's kind of rough because I did kind of make it out of cardboard and shit like that. So there's like moments where the cutting is not as good as it could have been. But I don't want someone possibly fucking damaging that. I put a lot of fucking work into this. Like, this was a fucking process.
Yeah, that's one of those things, and it's like, yeah, don't. I see where you're coming from and stuff, and it's like when it comes to stuff, it's like, oh, that's my base in the corner over there. No, don't touch that. You're gonna break it.
Yeah,
and just different things.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Your line.
Okay.
Anyways,
this habit only grew with time. By the time she was grown in her first apartment with Wolfbeard, she was practically a full-on hoarder. Oh
no.
Complete with stinking piles of rotted food and stinking garbage. And guess what other behavior she continued? Ding, ding, ding. That's right. She still expected her visitors, her freaking guests, to clean her home when they visited.
How do people just leave food lying about? That shit spoils.
When it comes to stuff like that, it's like, okay, if I see this, I'm going to pick it up and throw it in the garbage. And then I'm going and then I'm going to verbally berate you for living in squalor.
No.
What did I just step in? Oh, that's just some leftover peanut butter.
Oh. Now, mind you, she'd never come right out and demand you clean for her and her Slava fiance, but she'd pile on the pity real thick and slowly build to it. Guests visibly uncomfortable with the state of her apartment better start commenting on how embarrassed you are about the state of both your and Wolfbeard's state of things, but both your and Wolfbeard's backs are bad, so it's so difficult to clean up properly. Let an angel of mercy offering to help tidy the place up be a godsend.
Oh man, if someone started playing that on me, I'd be like, "Look, you can stop right now." Nah, I ain't doing that. Like, keep your damn house clean. That's the basics of living in a place. Mind you,
I really need to find something to attach all these buttons to.
Mind you, she was never able to weasel me into cleaning more than the sitting room and kitchen, but damn, some friends have told me horror stories of when they helped with the bedroom and bathroom. Oh, no. No. I don't even want to think.
No.
Okay. Clean your damn bathroom. Seriously, I don't clean it I don't clean my bathroom as often as I should, but I still fucking clean it because that's what a reasonable human being does.
Clean it, unclog the shower drain, stuff.
It's just gross.
Yeah. There's a whole thing of no one else, like a lot of shit that became personal habits is just one of those things of, well, no one else is going to fucking do it here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, I have to be the one to take care of this because no one else fucking will. Sorry to leave you with that lovely mental image, but you get the picture. Anyway, the task that Miss Piggy came to associate me with was being her own personal dishwasher. We'll admit, this is probably partially my own fault. There had been a time or two early on when it came to be dinner time and there were no clean dishes in the entire apartment, or just in general, I was so filled with disgust at the state of the enormous mountain of filthy, rotten dishes that I couldn't stand the sight or smell any further, and I just started washing them myself. I need to fucking take care of the fucking sink tomorrow morning. I haven't been using a lot. Like I mentioned, like I started working recently, so my appetite just fucking plummeted. So I haven't been using a lot of dishes. But it's still a whole thing of like, no, I need to fucking take care of this.
Yeah, no. My roommates and I at the apartment for the longest time, we put off doing the dishes until one of us broke first and cleaned them. Now we have a set schedule that we usually follow, and it's like, okay, it's my day to do dishes, so I'll clean up the sink and everything. Yeah. Oh, it's your day to do dishes.
Anytime I'm not employed, I do it every day. Like, I would do it every fucking day because it would somehow fill up that quick.
Yeah.
But again, employed is a whole thing of like, part of it is the way my brain works is just that whole like anxiety-ridden thing of, oh, well, it's practically time to leave. So it's like, I don't have time to. Like, is what my brain immediately tells me. Regardless.
Yeah.
Which is, I really need to fucking get a handle on that shit. Therapy might help. Who knows? My brain tells me I don't have time for it.
That boy needs therapy.
But yeah, like that's a handle I need to, like that's something I need to get a handle on. So that's something I'm gonna have to take care of tomorrow morning, as well as take out the trash. Like just in general, I don't have it to where it's like overflowing or anything, but it does need to be taken care of. I have like 2 fucking pizza boxes that need to be fucking thrown out. They're mostly clean. Like, it's just, I think, some grease in there. No cheese or anything like that, but...
Yeah, no, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Just the pizza boxes that have the stain on them, and it's like, I should probably take those out to the dump.
Fucking eyesore. But no, fuck. This is just reminding me of shit that I need to take care of and haven't because I've been too fucking tired. I hate restaurant work. Anyway. Helps with... Wait, no. That was the previous one that you did.
I don't think you... I think you got one more line in yours, and then...
Yeah, do I?
What's worse?
No, I don't think I mentioned the filthy rotting dishes, that I couldn't stand the sight and smell any further, and I just started washing them myself. What's worse is that she didn't have a dishwasher, so I'd have to take it all on by hand. No, if you don't have a dishwasher, you need to take care of it that day.
Yeah,
You need to. That needs to be a thing of, like, you set out, like, an hour at the end of each fucking day, and you just fucking clean everything.
As someone who doesn't have a dishwasher and puts off dishes because I hate doing them, yeah, it'd probably be better if I did.
Have a dishwasher at your apartment?
Nope. They said we did, but we don't have one.
Yeah, you do. Wait, what?
Oh yeah, we've got 3 here. Myself and my 2 roommates.
I mean, you could have 5 you could have 4 if you teach Anja, but
I don't think she's smart enough for that.
She'd be more likely to help the cat.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The cat ain't gonna fucking help you.
Nah. As a result of this, from that day forward, she basically began to expect me to continue washing her dishes for her every time.
The stupidest joke popped into my head.
Okay, go for it.
Anja's a fucking bearded dragon. It's been mentioned before that she does the wave thing, which is a thing that female bearded dragons do, as like a whole like weird submissive display thing. Not important. I'm just imagining like fucking like taping a small sponge to the bottom of her front foot and getting her to do the wave, just holding a fucking dish.
I mean, she's pretty bumpy. We could just use her as an abrasive sponge.
Don't. What are you doing? I couldn't find the steel wool.
Kyle would kill me.
Yes.
Oh man, that's funny. I wouldn't actually do that. Jeez. But I will say, just the whole thing with this pet peeve, you do something one time for someone, they're like, oh, you're going to do this every time that you see me. Yeah. No, that's not how it fucking works. No. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. No joke. Every single time I visited her, I'd walk into the filthy apartment and spot the stinky mountain of soiled dishes, and she'd remain beached on her sunken spot on the couch and begin giving me an ever-expectant look, but all but motioning to the pile with her eyes. If I didn't immediately offer to start cleaning up, she'd start to sigh and begin to make ever so sad comments about how she wished the dishes were clean, but she was just so exhausted from work that she couldn't bear to do it. Oh my god.
Then hire a fucking housekeeper. If you expect someone to do something for you, then you better pay for it. This is America. Everything works on money.
Just the... that's just a big pet peeve of mine. You don't... If you're going to help someone out, that's fine. But if they help you out, don't expect it from them. That's just...
Like, the whole thing is like, anytime someone's doing chores around their house, it's the whole thing. I don't know what your fucking process is. Everyone has a fucking process, and if you deviate from that, that's going to cause some fucking anxiety for them.
Dependent, yeah.
Generally, it's going to be a whole thing. Like, not like full-on anxiety, like, not going to cause like an anxiety or a panic, like, not going to cause like an anxiety attack, but very much it's like, no, don't do it that way. Yeah, at very least going to make them a bit uncomfortable.
You know, the whole thing with that is like,
it's like the whole thing of like why I always find it annoying when someone else does the dishes, because it's like, no, the fucking thing for the silverware, like 2 of it has holes in it. You can't put the spoons in that one; they're gonna go through. You have to put the forks, because the forks have a slightly wider handle for some godforsaken reason, so they don't fall through. And you can't put the knives in that hole because the knives are gonna go. I mean, the knives in that container because the knives are gonna go through. So you need to put like the other, like the spatulas and all that shit, and maybe the pizza cutters because those aren't gonna go through. And you need to put the knives on the other side, but you need to make sure that they're face down so that I don't risk fucking stabbing myself when I empty this.
Are you okay, dude?
No. Anytime anyone else does the fucking dishes, I just have a fucking stroke.
Okay. Maybe you do need therapy, man. Like, come on.
Well, it's the whole thing. I don't want to, like, move the fucking drawer that has the silverware and it fucking catch because someone put the spoons in the thing where the forks are supposed to go. So all of a sudden they've fucking fallen through, and so the handles all just fucking catch when on the fucking door.
Yeah, I mean, that might be something you could communicate with people, but
I have. They don't listen.
Put a graphic thing on there, like a poster. Spoons go here, forks go here. I mean, if you
they won't listen. They won't. Believe me. Because people don't tend to listen to me when I point things out until I'm fucking yelling at them, and then they get mad that I'm getting angry.
That doesn't sound fun. I'm sorry.
No, it's not. Anyway, let's see. Okay, my options were either to get up and power through it, which, although both not my responsibility and disgusting, would only take me a short while. After which I could enjoy the rest of my visit in peace, or I could be forced to spend the next unforeseeable amount of time trying to ignore her incessant sighs and pathetic comments, slowly whittling away at my insanity. I realize in hindsight the proper choice would be to tell her that I wasn't her maid, and I worked too, but I still had time to do my own dishes and responsibilities, so she had no excuse and was simply lazy. But hey, back at the time, I was younger and a lot easier to manipulate. Especially since I was wearing some serious nostalgia glasses when it came to Miss Piggy. I wanted so badly to make our old friendship work again that I intentionally ignored or excused so many things. I wasn't alone. A lot of our mutual friends also took issue with these things, but we just all sort of excused it.
Yeah, no, nostalgia can be one of those things that makes you sacrifice when you don't need to sacrifice, and just it's unfortunate. Anyways, the slothfulness never left her. I highly suspect she's only gotten worse with time and is likely up to her eyebrows in filth wherever she is now. But for the sake of this story, that should be more than enough context to start us off. Let's pick up shortly after the great breakup, after the fall of Wolfbeard, shall we? After Wolfbeard had been cast out of the tiny apartment and back into his parents' house, and well after the engagement had been called off, Miss Piggy realized that she wouldn't be able to afford continuing to live entirely on her own. Because of this, she began to sniff the air for new victims. I mean, potential roommates. That's where Doe comes back into play. Oh no, at the time, Doe had still been living with her folks and had been butting heads with her mom, as young people often do when they're at that frustrating age of being old enough to leave the nest, but not 100% ready to do so. This made her right picking for no.
Miss Piggy made quick work of whittling away at poor Doe. She emotionally manipulated her into agreeing to room with her in a new apartment after her lease with the old dump expired. However, as time passed, she became less and less enthusiastic about the idea as the reality of what it meant to live with Miss Piggy truly sank in.
Now, mind you, Doe had been around for the initial Wolfbeard shenanigans, but since she would now be rooming with Miss Piggy in the future, she decided it best to try and bury the hatchet for the sake of her own sanity. See, Miss Piggy had insisted on staying close friends with Wolfbeard. And that meant he was going to unfortunately still be around her to at least some degree, so attempting to be amicable was necessary. Wolfbeard even made a big deal of apologizing to her for his past behavior. And by this, I mean literally trapping her in her car in the parking lot of a grocery store, circling her like a shark around a diver in a cage. He all but refused to let her leave until she would forgive him. That's...
No.
No.
When I apologize, I don't expect an I forgive you. Like, hey, I'm sorry for the shit I pulled. Then I leave.
And now it's like the whole thing's like, look, I'm sorry for such and such. You don't have to forgive me. I just want to let you know that I am. And then just leave. Just. Wolfbeard, quite the character.
Yeah.
Still want to kick
same
his
way, like anytime someone says thank you, it's like, I did what was fucking expected of me. Why are you thanking me? Anyway.
It's good manners to thank people, and that I and I think I finished my line.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Of course, over the course of his apology, he really didn't own up to anything. Oh, so it's like Blizzard.
Yeah. I'm also imagining the South Park episode of BP doing the apology advertisement.
I'm sorry. No, we're sorry.
Sorry.
He simply made excuses and even more so blamed Miss Piggy for all of his past behaviors. Wanting the stinking vulture to stop circling her vehicle, Doe finally relented and gave him the forgiveness he so desperately wanted. Unfortunately, however, this would only lead to more future.
For the remaining time before Miss Piggy's lease was up, it was almost as if Wolfbeard never moved out. He was there so often it hardly made a difference, except for when I visited. I explicitly made it clear that I did not want him anywhere on the premises, or I would refuse to come. And to her credit, Miss Piggy did make sure to keep him away for these short windows. However, the same courtesy was not allotted to Doe. Oh no, she sadly had to experience far more.
No. This brings me on to the next deadly sin that corroded Miss Piggy's friendships. Lust. Enjoy that mental image. As per usual, another one on the house. Anyways, horrifying a thought as it is, Miss Piggy never stopped lusting after Wolfbeard. Even though she swore up and down the two of them were through. This girl even went so far as to claim to be asexual to halt the suspicions of worried
I mean, with the character we've seen, is it really all surprising?
No. I mean, I'll admit, I had a bit of time where I thought I was asexual until I actually fully reevaluated and realized the feelings that I didn't feel were actually romantic, and that I did feel sexual attraction towards people. But this doesn't feel like that. Ow. However, thinking back, I'm not sure it was to ease our worries or to simply gain special points. That's the sort of thing she started constantly going on about, like it was super quirky and cute. I'm just gonna say, I'm sorry if it feels like I'm ever hammering in the aromantic thing. It's more just the whole thing of finally actually figuring shit out. Like, yes, I have finally determined this shit properly. So I'm sorry if that ever becomes overbearing. I may make a joke anytime someone talks about a bad relationship and be like, oh, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that shit.
Like the one you made earlier.
Yes. But I'll try to keep that shit from being overbearing, I will say. Despite this, however, she still actively sought relations from Wolfbeard.
Lovely. Doe often questioned her about this, as by definition, if Miss Piggy really was she'd never be the one to actively trying to convince old Wolfie to bump uglies. Yeah. And when I mean actively trying, I mean this woman would straight up go shopping for lingerie and would deadass tell Doe it was to try to seduce Wolf.
What?
Once again, Doa mentioned how this probably meant she wasn't ace, but Miss Piggy would always counter with, "I have chronic headaches, and I find that the endorphins from making love are the only things that help them to go away."
No.
Okay,
No.
then. Girl, have you ever tried ibuprofen? Yeah, I agree.
This would
on this one.
for that to be in any way pleasurable, you would still need to be fucking aroused, which would not be happening for that specific person if you were ace. You might have random bouts where you're horny, but again, if it's not directed towards anyone, then it's ace. You could be ace and have a high sex drive. I will say that right fucking now.
Just saying.
But if that horny is directed at someone, then it's not ace.
Also, again, she's still insisting they're just friends at this point. Yeah, okay.
Pansexual with a low sex drive. Nah.
Hang in there, Llytic. It's okay. It's just a story. Stories can't hurt you. You're only hurting yourself.
The levels of desperate this foolish girl went through to try and win back this nasty sack of beard was just straight up pathetic. One of these methods was to straight up throw poor Doe under the bus. See, one night Doe was planning on spending the night over at Miss Piggy's apartment, and to her dismay, Miss Piggy ended up inviting Wolfbeard over as well. Again, she figured that if she alone couldn't entice him back, some fresh meat ready for slaughter will work. Never do that.
Like where this is going.
Never do that.
Now, where this gets really uncomfortable is the sleeping arrangement. Oh
no.
Now, I'm not sure how it is for dudes, but generally, us ladies don't mind sharing the same bed for sleepovers.
Depends on the dudes.
We're not weird about it, and it's an extremely common thing for us. However, throwing a big, sweaty, thirsty as fuck neckbeard to the mix, and that whole picture suddenly changes. Oh, no.
It depends on the dudes. I probably could end up sharing a bed with just about anyone and not really give a shit.
The thing that it comes into, because I've had plenty back in high school where we would be limited to different beds and we'd have to share the same bed. The whole thing is like, we'd always be like, all right, dude, don't make it weird. And we'd make jokes about it and stuff. But like with me, it's like, I am a restless sleeper, and all too often I toss and turn. So I ended up bonking into someone. And so I either try and sleep on the floor or on a couch or something. But like for the
that makes sense for something that would cause problems. I do know that there are guys that are like super uncomfortable with the idea of sharing beds with each other.
And it's like I can kind of understand where they're coming from, because when I've had a first couple of choir trips, it was like it's just a little weird. I mean, it was a friend of mine, so it wasn't terrible, but at the same time, it was just like I kind of feel uncomfortable. But then when I went to sleep, I didn't care, and it wasn't like you wake up cuddling in his arms and cuddling him the next morning or anything.
Hey, platonic cuddles are nice.
I mean, if you're into that,
so long as they're consensual.
Yeah, but like it's like, and again, I can understand where it comes to that, but like, unless it's like a guy and a girl, like either like family who you've known for a long time, or like someone who's in a relationship, that's kind of just really fucking uncomfortable. Like, this could just be me, but that's where I'm coming from here.
Oh, just the general sharing the bed uncomfortable, or this specific situation?
I mean, this specific situation is very, very, very uncomfortable. Like, and this
or the cuddling.
In general, though, it's like it's one of those things. It's like this could just be a me thing or whatever. But like, it's like I don't like. I mean, if it was like my sister or something in the bed, it's like, okay, you stay on your side, I'll stay on mine, and we'll try not to kick each other.
I don't find sleeping with people to be anything really special. I dislike sharing beds in general, but that's more just because, no, mine.
No, I relate to that. I relate to that.
I'm a selfish bitch. But, like, for the most part, like, so long as I didn't distrust the person I had to share a bed with,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't give a shit.
Oh, this next line. Okay.
Yeah, poor Doe found herself.
It's. I think this is my line.
Did I mention the fresh meat?
Yeah, you mentioned the fresh. I read the neckbeard.
Okay.
Poor Doe found herself in the worst kind of situation. See, not only was Wolfbeard going to be spending the night at Miss Piggy's, but he also damn well expected to sleep on the bed with both of the girls as two. No.
Again, if this was someone that was trustworthy, that'd be one thing.
Even then, like for me, it's like, okay, look, you're coming over, you're a guest. You can sleep in my bed. I'll sleep on the couch.
Yeah.
You have fun with that, because another thing, I'm really hot natured. Else bed, I get really, really warm.
Yeah. And it's just me if I need more blankets.
But yeah, no.
Yeah, like
I don't like where this is going.
No. Doe was obviously distressed by the idea, but both Miss Piggy and Wolfbeard made her feel bad for questioning it.
I dislike these two individuals very, very much.
And eventually she gave in, only with the promise that Miss Piggy would be in the middle so that Doe wouldn't be physically near Wolfbeard. Wolfbeard agreed to these terms, and the rest of the evening hangout proceeded without issue. However, come bedtime, Wolfbeard seemed to conveniently forget his little agreement, because he was the first to rush into the bedroom and of course plop his fat, sweaty ass directly in the middle of the bed and utterly refused to move.
This meant that poor Doe was stuck next to him all night. What's worse is that Wolfbeard refused to keep his hands to himself.
No!
Doe traumatically recalled the event to me, telling me how at one point in the night, where she was pretending to be asleep, Wolfbeard clamped a big sweaty hand into a death grip on the outside of her.
No.
She wanted nothing more than to move it, but she was terrified if she tried, he'd accidentally move his hand further in his sleep. So out of this fear, she had to try to sleep the whole night with that clammy, stinking hand attached to her hip like a confused face hugger. I dislike these people very much. Not Doe. Doe, I'm so sorry this happened to you.
I'm sorry you had to deal with that, Doe. I highly doubt you're listening into this, but you have my sympathy. But wait, there's more!
Oh, no.
If you thought parading around in lingerie as if it was a normal blouse, or offering your friend up as a sacrificial lamb just was as far as this thirsty bitch would go for the sake of her uncontrollable lust, you're dead wrong.
Oh.
Like, the most I'll go out and about is just fucking shirtless.
Yeah, I won't even do that.
I was gonna say, I am very much someone who... very toned, I guess would be the best way to put it.
You're not fat. You're thin.
Yes. And it is, at very least, with the whole thing of you do... like, there is some definite definition there. I mean, I am very much a skinny person, but it's also not to the full point of, like, obviously only because I'm skinny do I have definition. Like, there is at least some definite musculature there. It was actually kind of funny. I was wearing a sleeveless top when I was hanging out with Zane, and there was a moment where, like, I apparently had reached for something, and he just, like, I could always forget just how fucking long you are.
Llytic's a long boy.
I've said it before. I am a lengthy bitch. But yeah, like that's which I naturally can't like bulk. Like that is a whole thing. Like just genetically, I do not bulk.
That's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. So I mostly just end up getting cut. I think I'll end this first entry with the horrifying tale of the booty fishing.
That's an uncomfortable name.
Yeah, that sounds like something that sounds like a worse term for wingmanning.
I mean, booty fishing, like if you're playing The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, looking for treasure and like with the hook and grabbing the treasure out of the sea. Yeah, that could be booty fishing.
My immediate thought was Link's tight ass, but okay.
No. He's 12 in that game, Llytic.
Is he? Wait, I was thinking the wrong one. I was thinking Breath of the Wild.
Okay, good save.
I was thinking Breath of the Wild. Whoops.
Backpedal a little bit there, dude.
Whoops.
Well, the last week's ticked away on the lease at the old apartment. Doe begins spending more and more time with Miss Piggy in preparation for becoming roommates. Occasionally, Doe would even bring her along to work.
Oh no. At the time, Doe was a serve processor, which meant the majority of her work was driving all over Kingdom Come all day. And every now and then, a little company made it a lot more enjoyable. On this particular day, Miss Piggy had enthusiastically asked if she could tag along. Doe was fine with it and told her to be ready to go by a specific time so she could make all her serves. Well, the time comes and Doe is waiting in the parking lot with no signs of Miss Piggy. Irritated, she starts texting her, asking what's up and where she is. But the only response she gets is to wait. Doe's getting more and more irritated as time ticks by. That she could have spent driving to a destination. But Piggy insists she waits, so begrudgingly she does. Nearly 30 minutes.
I will be the first to admit I'm not the best at being on time.
Yes.
But, like, if you said you're going to meet someone at some time, you get there on damn time. You don't make someone wait unless there's like an emergency where like a family member or something has been hurt.
Yeah.
And even then, don't call them so you can tell them, hey, you might want to go on without me. There's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
At this point, Doe is livid and ready to leave Miss Piggy behind. Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
But just at this moment, she comes waddling around the corner, out to Doe's car with a mischievous grin on her face. Not caring for whatever it could be about, Doe snapped at her.
No. Oh, shit, I just looked ahead. No.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell were you doing? We were supposed to leave ages ago. Now we're not going to get back until after dark, Doe shouted.
Sorry, giggled Miss Piggy, who was clearly not sorry by the tone of her voice, but Wolfbeard called last minute and he needed my help.
I'm going to be fucking sick. What could Wolfbeard need with me help with that's so important that you made me late for work? Doe barked angrily.
At this, Miss Piggy's grin only grew larger.
He was curious what it felt like to have his prostate stimulated, so he asked me for help.
The color drained from Doe's face as she recalled this.
That's right. Miss Piggy just held Doe up from work so she could snap on a glove and go poking around her just friend's arsehole in the shout. No! Prostate massages are not a friend activity.
That's a quote.
I'm not gonna lie, if someone ever does a Llytic out of context, I really want to see what they fucking say. Like, what they fucking, put in there. What's worse, Miss Piggy just announced it as if it was some great joke. That clearly, Wolfbeard hadn't voided his bowels before the process began. No!
No.
If you're gonna get your fucking prostate massaged, you clear yourself out beforehand.
Prune juice, guys. Prune juice.
You clear yourself out and you make sure you wipe till you're clean.
Even if you start bleeding.
Don't quite do that. That's not healthy. I'll let you imagine.
I'd rather not. Thanks. I hate it. Needless to say, after all these happenings, as the time of moving into the new apartment with Miss Piggy drew nearer and nearer, Doe began to grow more and more uncomfortable with Wolfbeard's presence. Unfortunately, this would be a losing battle for the next year to come. However, that and many more antics from the lovely Beards is yet to come in the next chapter of the Miss Piggy Chronicles. I hope you're enjoying the new series, and I will catch you all next time. And on that note, just typing that last bit out gave me the mighty need for a shower. Yeah, me too. So I'll bid you adieu, my dudes. In the meantime, keep those necks clean shaven and those thighs safe from Miami death grips.
Wednesday, my dudes. But from what I've seen, there isn't a continuation on from this.
Ah, well.
Whether or not that's a good thing is up to your interpretation. Okay, I felt you nuzzle me for a sec. Where the fuck did you go? Anyway.
Did you lose your dog, Llytic?
I'm pretty sure he's sleeping on his bed now. But he, came in, I felt him go past, and then I guess he just fucking U-turned back to his bed.
It's a U-turn!
Be happy I didn't have the vehicle do that at any point.
Beep, beep, motherfucker.
I did establish that it was able to basically just turn on a fucking dime, so I could have had it literally back over one of you.
Yeah, no, you could have.
I could have had it double tap.
I appreciate and kind of, I appreciate and, what's the word I'm looking for here? Resent the restraint. But then again, I'm kind of a hard ass when it comes to stuff like that. If it's a boss fight.
All of you failed. Each of you that got hit failed your fucking saving throws too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Okay, I will say, don't tell this to Zane, but I did kind of nerf the hit he got hit with because it would have knocked him out in one hit.
Yeah, I mean, I won't tell him.
And I was like, that would have been too mean. Anyway. That is where we are leaving this. It has been quite a long time.
A little bit, yeah.
Special thank you to Summer Moon Soldier and Destiny Baird for supporting us on Patreon. If you like what we do and would like to support us in any way, then consider going down to that link in the description and pledging any amount of money you really want. There are various, rewards for each tier. Obviously, it's Patreon. As well as you would get the ability to, suggest things for us to read. And that's going to come in real useful with a certain thing that is going to be popping up soon on the horizon. Also, usual YouTube bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking motor mouth that thing. Anyway.
Thanks for
everything. See you
everything.
next time.
Y'all have a good one.
That too. Bye-bye.
Bye.